All right, Candyman 3, Day of the Dead time. I just watched this for the first time because I had never seen Candyman 3. There wasn't really a way to watch this on streaming, and I heard that this one was really bad, so I, for the longest time, debated not to buy this. But it was only $10 on Amazon, so I decided to buy it after I watched the new Candyman 2021 movie because I was in a Candyman mood, and I really love the first Candyman. The first one is genuinely fantastic, and it's so great. And the second one, Farewell to the Flesh, from what I remember it being okay, but I didn't love it. I think it was just all right. Um, and the new one, 2021, I already did a review on, which I liked a lot of things about it, but I also had some issues with. But it was definitely easily the best sequel after the first one. And then, like I said, I decided to watch Candyman 3, Day of the Dead, which is, again, hard to find anywhere else. So, went and got it, and wow, watching this one was really bad. It's unfortunate because, like I said, the first one is such a masterpiece, and then the second one is okay, and this one is just a giant step down. It is so aesthetically bad looking. Like, it is a very low budget. It's not extremely low budget, but it is comparatively so to the first two Candyman movies, and even the new one, of course. This one looks bad, like in terms of just how low budget it is. And it's by Artisan Entertainment. It wasn't by MGM or Universal, so that's weird to see that Artisan took over for the third film. Um, it's really suffers from being so low budget. Comparatively so to the other two. I'm not saying that this movie was like a really low budget. Just comparatively to the first two movies and the new one, this looks really nothing like those two. The basic plot of this is there's a girl named Caroline who is the last descendant of Daniel Robitaille, and of course he comes back, tries to get her while going and slashing people around. And that's the basic plot of Candyman 3, and it's also in 2020 time, which is very fascinating. This is 25 years after the second one. So the second one was in 1995, and this is 2020. But this movie was released in 1999, so of course he didn't have any idea what the future looked like. And we're in 2021 right now, so it's funny to see this movie and how it's dated in that way, because it looks like it's from the 90s, but they say it's in 2020. But of course they didn't know what 2020 would be like. But it's very interesting watching this one because, like I said, it's just such a drastic downturn. Um, I I really am struggling to find any positives for this one. I wanted to say at first, before I watched the movie, I was thinking, man, even Tony Todd will be great in this. And he's fantastic in the first one. In the second one, he's great as well. But in this one, it's not his fault because he literally just almost says the same line, "Be my victim," over and over again. And he just kind of appears randomly um, and just looks menacingly, but he doesn't have any great lines. He just repeats a lot of the same lines. And it's really unfortunate because they really didn't use Tony Todd to the potential that they did in the other movies. Um, and I would have said that before watching this movie. I was like, well, at least he's in it. That would be awesome. But he didn't. There's nothing that he added to it, unfortunately, and it's not his fault. It was just because the movie is pretty bad. It doesn't have anything that contributes to him. It just kind of makes him just kind of appear every once in a while, say the same lines over and over in the movie. So unfortunately, he's not anything special in the movie, which is a shame. The main girl, I'm looking right now what her name is, or what her the actress's name is, Donna Derrico of Baywatch fame. So this girl right here, it's funny to see. It's so weird because this girl, she's a beautiful woman, but it's weird to see her in this movie because it doesn't feel like she belongs in a Candyman movie. And honestly, I'm gonna give some credit here. I actually thought her performance was not as bad as I thought it would be. Comparatively, like looking at like this artwork right here, I thought that it would just be kind of bad acting. And there is some moments of bad acting with her, but I thought that there were some moments where I was actually kind of surprised with her performance. Like not like anything Oscar worthy, but I thought her performance was a little better than I expected. Um, and so I like that. I thought that was cool. But she does have a lot of bad moments of acting as well, unfortunately. There's a lot of moments of her just randomly screaming, which makes sense in this kind of movie, but it just doesn't really work, and it feels kind of like a spoof. Like how in Scary Movie, Carmen Electra at the beginning of Scary Movie was Drew Barrymore's character from Scream, but it was like the this the super sexualized version of like a character. Like this character just is a very sexualized character. And the first Candyman, I know with Helen Lyle and Daniel Robitaille, it was kind of romantic and it was kind of like darkly romantic, but there wasn't anything with like Virginia Madsen where you looked at her and thought like like she's somebody out of like Baywatch or like something like that. Like this, it's weird to see this actress in this movie, and I'm not saying that. Like I said, I didn't think she was awful. I just thought she didn't really blend in with this movie. Like it felt like it's weird to say this. It feels like she's too good looking for this movie, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of strange to say that, but I just feel like it takes me out of it because I'm like that doesn't feel like it feels more like a parody character than like a Candyman, like a character in a Candyman movie. So I think that's very strange. I uh I thought that it had some gore in it that was all right. Like I thought that I was surprised that it had a little bit more gore than I expected. Um and really, that's all I could say about Candyman 3. Like, I just think overall, at the end of the day, it was just a really big, boring movie. Like, it was really stupid and boring, and like, it wasn't fun. Um, like I said, I thought there was nothing really of value in the movie. Like, I was just really uninterested throughout. Like, I thought it was pretty boring and pretty dumb. And again, it's such a major downgrade from all three of the other Candyman movies. Because this is the last one I watched. Like I said, I already watched the new one, and I've seen the first two before. So watching this one after seeing all of those ones, maybe even even more of a sour taste in my mouth because this one was just so boring and uninteresting with such a lower budget comparatively so to the other ones. And it just feels so out of place. It doesn't really feel like that much of a Candyman movie. Like occasionally Candyman will show up, but it doesn't really feel like the other movies do. Um, but really, at the end of the day, it was just a bore. I'm not disappointed. I spent $10 to buy this on DVD. Like I didn't like it, but I didn't like scathingly hate it. I just thought it was really boring and uninteresting. So, not much of a huge loss here, but like I said, that's the end. That's all I could say about Candyman 3 Day of the Dead. Um, Pretty much all I could say because I'm also really tired. It's really late in the night when I'm reviewing this. So, um, got more reviews coming up. I can't remember since I'm so tired what I'm going to review next, but I've got more coming up. So stay tuned. Tell me down below what you guys think of Candyman 3 Day of the Dead. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.